saat itu. rasanya banget lah. Cukup toh su. Skill si Cini dipakai oh, woi. Ya ditutup dulu dong pinter. Anjing, kok ada kunkanya. Anjing nggak gerak. Nah itu quick silvernya. Mati lagi. Anjing. Banyak banget ininya. Mati anjing. Why me? Pakai di bawah. Gila. Gila. Cing, dagon, siapa yang dagon? Sorry Ren, keambil Ren. Kayak pada kecukut pul. Jembut, bud, tolongin bud. Itu noh. Hmm, hmm, hmm. Oh ya, saya punya api, saya punya api. sakit banget ah. Pengen doang cu, ngapain balik? Ini dulu lah. Ren bawa aja Ren. Sini deh. Maju Ren. Balik Ren. Rosan maning bae kok. Ngenteni Rosan. Mau dong Ren itu Ren. Spell prism Ren. Endi Ren? Ningdi. Delo Cun, delo Cun, mene. Ren, gebuki Ren, Keren. Yo, Rosano. Aku Cise ya. Tinggo kowe yo. Kayak cukup cheat deh dene. Diklik kok. Nah, sepatunya manjat toh. Tower bait. Bisa hilang. Maring dipul. Gani ngilang. Kayak ngisoran. Maju Ren. Majuin Ren. Bisa hilang bol. chick, 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 chick.
Just who will die? It's bad plan anyway. It's Dire's turn.
Bracket panned out pretty much.
They had to play after.
Thanks, guys.
And
Thanks a
then
lot.
Obviously they didn't.
And Aster's still crushing it in China.
Yep, there was a rough draw.
Happens.
Run.
Okay, so let's check what they got. OB Neon betting at Broodmother. No surprise there. Like,
Magnus.
Lil Gun is the team. I believe they were pretty much the first team that showed us what Broodmother can. In the second wall, they have a specialist.
Was played mid though, right?
It was played mid.
And then of course Magnus, because they watched our pups the other day.
That's right. Magnus carry. It's the new wave. Get ready, everybody.
Yeah, why would you pick Sven? You can pick this guy.
What about Sanking Mirana?
Wow, that opening, I haven't seen that one in a while. Puck actually.
Okay,
they're
they're
not bad.
changing things around. I'm a bit disappointed. They're Sanking Mirana. They opened so many games. Hero pairing is good, and they are very aggressive. But this time around, they will Black Dots on Puck versus Nyx Assassin.
It's rough.
Can be good, can be bad.
The thing is, you can play around it. It's just you gotta be very careful with how you push out lanes. It's kind of like back in the OD, like you didn't really want to use your spell to push out lane when he's obviously off map.
Oh, so you
Because
mean when the Astral used to do damage?
Yeah, like
Because
AoE
you just
damage.
stand next to
He
it,
would
yeah.
just carapace you, exactly. It's kind of the same thing as Puck, but at least he has like a way to dodge us down with phase shift. If you like preemptively think he's gonna be there, I'm gonna phase shift.
Yeah. Or out of Vendetta.
Yeah, but it's always risky anyway. It's always a good matchup for Nyx.
Also worth noting that CM did play Cormorana one time.
Yep, and they won't do that again.
It was not
We
a
talked
good look.
with him and asked him about the IML. He said, I wanted to go Maelstrom, BKB,
I want to be carry basically.
playing.
Thanks,
that's what I
guys.
call,
Thanks a
in
lot.
pop games, someone does that. It's kind
Stop
of a
jungling.
Yeah,
Let's
carrying
push.
from the off lane is not a thing. You got your job to do, and that is not right clicking.
Yeah, not in this patch.
It can be like on a profit or something, but then your job becomes that like late in the game. You still have other things to do rather than farm.
And even the profit offlane these days almost always go Orchid. So there's stuff about utility and initiation.
Often to BKB.
Yeah.
You have global presence, push power. Overall, a better offlaner than Mirana, in my opinion. But looking at the Lil Guns opening, Nyx Assassin plus Phoenix, two strong heroes. Like if I had to guess, I would say like these openers.
Yeah.
they really value Nixus quite a lot. We also had a couple of interviews, players, Jabs, I believe it was Jabs who said that Nixus Assassin, he's a great hero, mid-late game, but in Southeast Asia don't value him highly because he's not a strong laner. Most in Southeast Asia, you want to have him.
I feel like with the Darkseer you can kind of alleviate the weakness a little bit.
Sure.
Simply because it actually becomes a strong laner. You have this high region, good armor, and a good stun. But yeah, definitely gotta pick that a bit later. They do have the last pick in the second phase, so they could potentially fourth pick a Darkseer if they wanted to.
What's your ideal Darkseer 4-position pairing? It has to be melee, so you can put the Ion Shell on them.
I'm okay with Darkseer and Dark Willow. Yeah, even though she's a lot, but most of the time is just gonna assassin.
I've
Right.
seen a couple of games, one with a Cursed Crown into like a good vacuum.
Yeah.
Yeah, into double brambles, because you pull them into both of them.
It's a bit weaker in the lane,
10 seconds.
but still, like, back in the ball is...
5 seconds. Radiant's turn to pick.
Okay,
A
well
Lycan?
done.
Okay,
Lycan, they
it's a strange one.
played both Lycan and Mother Studio tournament. They won that game. Safe lane Lycan, go for Armlet, Echo Saber.
Pure right click, yep.
Yeah.
That's the only way to play him. Obviously, there's no Necro anymore.
5 seconds.
But we were theorizing that there's the potential for Lycan off, but if they're just playing in safe lane off, it's the same build regardless of whatever lane you're in.
I mean, it should be a pretty decent carry, to be honest. Like, even Titan, I shouldn't pressure him too much now that you go for a different item build. You go for his helm early, you get this 5 health region from that.
He didn't get help.
He didn't get armlet?
No.
10 seconds.
No, he
He didn't
got
get you said
Armlet.
helm.
Yeah, helm
Echo
of
Saber.
Iron Will.
Oh,
5
okay.
seconds.
Baited
Wait,
there.
did you actually mean that? 'Cause
Yes, I meant
oh,
that,
okay,
yeah.
Sorry, we thought you meant down.
Oh, no, because like, you need to build armlet,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
And
fair
actually,
point,
they
fair
buffed
point.
the health region from 3 to 5. I don't know when that was, like a while ago.
But the armor's the same?
The armor's still 5, yeah.
Okay.
But together with your Feral Impulse, or Feral Pulse, I don't know what's it called.
Feral Impulse, yeah.
Feral Impulse, yeah, it gives you like a good 12, 13 health region for the lane.
So then do you even need wolves? Because
You still need them to farm.
I didn't check his skill.
Like, I'm pretty sure you still got like 202. I'm actually not sure what you max, but we'll see what he does. I haven't really seen a carry like it in a long time.
Because the reason I'm curious is wolves have amazing magic resist.
They do.
But they have pretty garbage armor. And
But they
Anchor
did get
Smash-
health buffed.
They did get health buff, that's true.
It's 70, right? Wolf 70? That?
70
Resistance?
magic resistance,
Yeah.
something like that.
Bananas.
And now they're invisible 5, right? And cripple level 7.
Why are you using the levels of the unit as opposed to the levels of the spell?
Sorry. Like, level 3 wolves are now invis.
Yes.
Level 4 wolves
Have
cripple.
cripple, yeah.
Okay, good.
Which has move speed slow, and I think attack speed slow also?
Yeah, 40% even. It's quite big.
Is it percentage-based attack speed slow?
Well, 40, whatever.
40,
attack speed.
yeah, 40%.
I say that quite a lot, you know.
I mean, the thing is, you start at like 100%, right? And then you buy a Gloves of Haste, which is 20%.
That is, I don't look at it as percentages.
Well,
although I guess technically you're right.
I mean, max attack speed, like there was some patch, I don't know when it was, many years ago, it said max attack speed is now 500% or something like that.
Yeah, because I think they capped it for Windrunner Focus Fire.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But it said percent. So in my head is always percent.
I don't remember that change, but that's interesting that they said percent.
Okay. So it's, I mean, I'm sure people understand it would say you have 400% attack speed. They're like, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Now, he's a little bit of an old guy, you know.
We did percent Dota 1 days at the start of Dota 2. I'm not sure if this is for memes, just bully the Tide Hunter, or what's gonna be mid laner for OB Neon? I feel like they're gonna shift things around and on a mid lane, Puck 5 for Mirana with Tide. That's my guess.
I think Lilligan want to pick here that can go both mid and off lane and just get good matchups for the champion. Or they pick a troll and it's an off lane.
Offlane Lycan?
Lycan then? Okay. They did exactly the opposite of what I thought they would do.
Okay. Yo, Wolfbite Troll Warlord sounds terrifying.
We've seen it before.
Choose your hero.
Oh, Bloodseeker is
The classic.
sick answer. though.
Ooh, yeah.
Classic against Troll. It's Lycan. Great way to use that spell. You know they're gonna be grouping around Phoenix Egg, trying to protect it with Bloodseeker. Kind of counters both Troll and Lycan. You have one rupture. You can have two ruptures with Aghanim Scepter.
Mid puck though.
It's mid puck. Is it position 5 time?
Ten seconds. 5 seconds.
You saw the boys, you saw Ilgan, they were really happy on the cameras, satisfied with the draft. I'm not sure that I share the same enthusiasm and PMA.
No.
For the unique picks, definitely. I think we're...
That's what I'm thinking, Neon.
Yeah. I like their draft, I like that they're innovating, but Neon.
Yeah. For lore reasons.
That's something only you could figure out.
I'm excited for this game as well. Game number 1, Neon Little Gun. We've seen a lot from Neon.
Thanks a lot.
I think we're hoping to see more from Little Gun.
You don't have the size.
Supporter packs for EG.
If we are to see more of them in the next season, they need to step it up to win a couple of series because it's looking extremely rough for them right now. But I like what they did. They went for something completely different, some draft that you don't really see very often. Troll is a carry, okay, but Lycan is a dead hero at the moment, not picked on the offlane at all, at least not in the SEA or Chinese region. However, I did see some Lycan popping up in my games. So, high-ranked games, there is some Lycan Armlet and, what was it? Armlet Echo Saber was the build. So actually, right-click, coming from the safe lane or offlane. You can't build that Necro anymore. The Dominator, yeah, you can try.
It's not gonna get built though.
You can try. You can go to Sages and then what's next? Belt and Strength, okay. There's the recipe.
Greetings! What is
Helm the
this?
Overlord?
A game
So
of
that's
some
not good.
sort?
I think that item is also a debate. It's not that good.
Okay. To see that item get built again, it's always fun to watch. Avalanche comes in, Intel from Ishii. They're in trouble. They're looking for the body blocks with the wolves, but they don't land it. They still don't have damage.
First hit connects and not enough damage still.
Trying to kill him though.
Ace,
It's
however,
not too successful. And it looks like it'll be first blood here for Obi Neon as Natsumi gets it with the blood, right?
yeah, it's always how it goes, right? You overextend trying to kill a certain hero, you don't, and then you die for it. This is literally what Phoenix did.
Tunnel vision.
Yeah, he tried to first pretty tiny, got into full tunnel vision mode. He was in one of those tunnels under LA.
Yeah. The hyper loops.
The hyper loops, yeah, only one way to go. They didn't work out for him.
Maybe I could give it a try at this. You know, those hyper loops that are related to Dogecoin. Oh, he mentioned it on a Dota cast. Pump up the numbers.
You'll be contacted by the government after this for pumping up fake numbers.
It's crypto. SEC has no power here.
So how are the lanes going so far? Puck actually 5 CS versus Tunka 3, so Yopaj, it's Yopaj. You can expect him to do well and match up with our
He's certainly the playmaker on this team.
Yep. And
He reminds me of White Album in a way with this puck. Now I know yesterday White Album lost with this puck, but that being said, 95% of the time, that's usually not the case.
90% of the time it works 100% of the time for Neopash, yeah. He's definitely the playmaker. He's the one that's very, very skilled on the side of Neon, and usually in SCA, the mid laners are. You have your Mikotos, your Neopashes. These are all your 11, 12k players that are extremely individually skilled.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many that it just, yeah, going off that Mikoto, Armel, Carl, really open up the game for their teams. This Lycan is not a fun time. Marvel sitting 6-4 up against Natsumi, who's already 10-0. Yeah. Constantly trying to right click and being hit by blood right seemingly constantly.
It's not easy. It's not an easy lane, and they couldn't. Like, they had to pick a carry last or pick something to go against the Tide, because Lycan into Tide is even worse. Right. So you didn't really want that lane. You kinda resorted to the soft lane. Lycan
The greatest
does
tragedy
have Helm of
of
Iron
our
Will,
eon.
so that means, what does that mean? What will he buy?
The armor.
The armor? Maybe.
Helm of the Iron Will. He just wants to get himself looking good in some armor.
Legion, yeah, sure.
Slap on that helmet. He's got nothing queued up elsewhere, you know. He's not going for anything, he just wants the casual helm.
So far Scam is doing a bit better on the offlane. He's 17 CS, keeping up actually with the troll. But this is also a stronger lane. Tide plus Mirana.
Ooh, Avalanche toss, silence out on a Marvel. Chased here, but the impale. It's a hit. Turns around.
Sorry. I understand what he was trying to go for there. He was trying to get denied by the Centaurs.
I don't even think he needed to get... maybe he did need to get denied, but...
He was afraid of the thirst, right? He was afraid that he won't be fast enough and the pulse will come off cooldown, but...
That's overthinking maybe the situation.
100%. I think you just run and hope for the best.
He's back in the lane already. There it is, Armlet queued up. I was right.
Yeah. Good job, good job.
So many options early game for him to get. And it could have been Nullifier.
Almost queued up that Nullifier, but resorted into the armlet after all. So, I get it. I've seen the build. Fuck it. Doing hand on Sanctity, but he'll just TP away. Refill bottle, come back into the lane.
Come back about. With that bottle.
So, you're going to have this like an
arrow onto the troll. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off.
What notes can? He should be fine too, right?
CTM getting run down. Ace. Nah, he doesn't.
What's not troll?
Troll again, baby. Play hard this time. It's a kill. Third time's a arm. And play hard trying to juke out this Phoenix. Won't be so fortunate. And now the Sunray won't be enough to kill CTM. But he pops this out. He's okay in this lane.
He's not gonna go back with his Tide. He's gonna stick around and he's gonna follow him.
At least trying to. Avalanche toss. Still in the blood right. Down to 2 more shots needed. Oh, pops. Oh, bit help there. Does end up surviving for a little bit longer, but Natsumi wants this even under the tower. He'll get the kill on a Hishki. Marvel really can only just watch. Have any lockdown those wolves.
Yeah, with the item build that he's got on Seeker, the phases and the Great Band, he's sitting on 13 armor, so it's very easy for him to put that under the tower. I'm worried for Lilgun because they have this offlane Lycan. It's already countered by Bloodseeker and Rupture, and he's going fully into this right-click mode with the armlet. You won't get any utility from your offlane.
Yeah, I don't know what they're expecting to get here from the Lycan, especially with his lane not going that well.
I'm telling you, I've seen it pop off a couple of games, but it did more carry roll than it did of an offlane roll. It was played on the offlane, but it carried. Let's put it that way. Full right click, no utility, and the Rupture is casted.
Yeah, they've got... There we go. Avalanche comes out, Marvel standing still as he's forced to. That's he gets the kill on the Marvel.
Yeah, that was interesting for Marvel. He was trying to hide in the creep wave to not get caught. Rupture toss, Hishki.
And then instead they went to the Avalanche. Now Hishki's did to Yopaj, and that comes from the fact that he placed, you know, the ward there as well. You know, both Radiant and Dire had wards up towards the top of these steps, and then they both tried to D-ward. Unfortunately, he gets the D-ward, he dies though.
Yeah, he gets the D-ward and a bunch of stacks though in the jungle for most likely scan. It should be hit this triangle to farm up with Anchor Smash once he hits that perhaps.
Hey, you can see Ace is trying to stack up as well.
A little bit. It's actually pretty easy to stack the whole jungle with Phoenix at the moment. You can stack at least 3 times without spirits. So he stacks up for Kunkka, and what Kunkka does in return is lets him get that experience on the mid lane. And this is something that you should always be playing. Just let your supports around that 7-8 minute mark, the lanes are going well, let them get the experience.
Blood right down. I want to be near some creeps this time, and there's the toss. He runs out of blood and falls to the ground, but just a husk of himself. Now look at, well, maybe getting another one here. Hishki and the Dream Coil, they continue to chase. They just need a couple shots with that illusory orb. They'll get the kill and get themselves both. Obi Neon moving around the map well. 8-1, making it 8-1.
Yep. So far, Neon just doing everything correctly. Struggling, and it seems like the curse is back, at least at the moment.
It was gone for one game.
It was gone for one game. Are we going to see another 38-minute series?
Potentially.
Potentially.
Oh, look at CTM take these stats. This is always just cheap. Toss on the Phoenix. All right, he'll get one before he dies. Sanctity coming over, trying to
Thanks, guys.
get this kill.
Thanks a lot.
And can a rock run a pirate?
The rock usually is that
A
fast.
fisherman? Pirate? Kunka?
A pirate? Nah, you can't. He's too speedy.
But he takes that stack. CTM, he's getting close to that ring of health.
Yeah, but check the network after it. Like he's sitting just below the Kunkka. So the rivalry, the lore between the Kunkka and the Tidehunter is swinging into Tide's favor at the moment.
Yopaj making there. Marvel has been ruptured again. You're just going to be tossed back. Starstorm in. Marvel dead once more. Hishki, same scenario where he gets caught and gets killed with his buddy Marvel.
He does not have his ghost ship. He won't be able to accomplish much here. Maybe defend the tower and that's it. He has to be careful though, tiny and play hard.
Arrow bench toss, arrow. Okay, so
it happens.
And they're going to use that ult. They're going to try and chase for something.
That's a position 5 tiny that you might catch.
Yeah, the space that he's already making feels great.
Is that the first wolf that we've seen? I think so, right?
The first ult, yeah.
Yeah, the first wolf-like form, and if they manage to pressure this tier 1 on the bottom lane, it might be worth it. But I don't think they will be. Let's look at this. Bloodseeker has actually no mana to fight. The bottom lane did bring himself clarities.
The wise man of clarities. So now he's got Rupture again. Marvel, maybe sensing that.
He doesn't have a TP, that's the problem. Every time you're playing versus a Bloodseeker in the lane, you have to make sure that you have that TP. And the problem for him is Tiny is always around. When you get Rupture, even if you try to TP, he's just going to break it in that
Comes out on it, and Avalanche toss. Yopaj the kill there onto Sanctity. They're continuing to just clean up, making this very difficult from the side of Lilgun, and they're also going to find Marvel. So Yopaj, and now the Ravage up in top onto 3, but well, nobody else is here. So CTM uses that Ravage, and it's likely that he just dies.
This time around, he should fall. He did force the tier 1 on the top lane, so it did get denied, but it opens up the map for Neon. It's much better. 1 minute after another
Yeah, I think the glyph, but like now that tier 1 bottom goes down as well because they click trying to keep top and
because they rotated pretty much everyone top. And that's not where you want to be. That's also an issue. However, there's a very juicy ancient stack over there once again.
And they're bringing a lot of heroes to try and get it.
I'm sure they
Tide
can,
in.
If Tide scouts this can be dangerous for Lil Gun.
They've got the observer on this, so they know that they're doing the ancient stack. They try to get a little bit of it, but now they've got the silence. Avalanche runs out. They already got to kill the troll. Rupture in Supernova. They're going to try and right-click it down. Yopaj needs to play hard. This is awfully for Lil Gun. They also get the kill here on the Kunkka.
That's very, very dangerous. Now, not only did you weaken the stacks so that the Bloodseeker can farm them, you already had the Maelstrom, by the way. You also had a 4 kills to Neo. It's yeah, some things like these can be done, but only after the fight. Like, you can't invade the triangle that has so many stacks 12 minutes in, and you have no ways of flash farming it besides pretty much the Tidebringer, right? That's the only thing that you've got.
Farm it.
It's not gonna happen.
It's such a slow process.
Plus the Phoenix Egg was so far out. You plan that Phoenix Egg far because you know you're playing versus a Mirana who counters you. She always can leap, get that extra attack speed, kill off the egg. But in a situation such as that one, I think he needed to plant somewhere on the cliff, around the triangle, not next to the pit. That wouldn't do anything.
Now, the ones stealing stacks are Obi Neon.
Slowly moving and taking control of the Dire jungle.
It's a 6. You've got Marvel who's 0-6-1. He's just not allowed to play Dota at the moment. Every time he shows his face, well, it gets ruptured and tossed, or dream coiled and tossed.
That's Lycan versus Bloodseeker for you. That's literally what it did. The lane was terrible. He was not able to take down that tier 1 on the bottom lane. And now you're 6k behind and you're asking yourself, okay, even if we group up as 5 and we have the egg and we have the ghost ship and we have all our ultis, can we actually take a fight?
Right. And I'm not sure they can because they tried to do it in the previous engagement in the triangle.
Let's tell me more. By the way, Kunkka is going for Orchid too.
If and when he gets that.
If and when he gets that, which is also not a very popular build on Kunkka. I guess he's getting it for the puck more than anything else, to get some more disable, some more catch.
CTM, he's got Ravage, like, can you even fight into this? Can you really try to defend your tier 1 mid? And I think at the end of the day, Luga has to give it up.
You just have to give it up. You slowly defend, like throwing fire spirits and whatnot, because that buys time for your cores to farm up. You're not really trying to fight it.
Arrow?
You're just hoping you won't get caught. That's it. By the way, this position 5 Tiny almost has a blink dagger. He's on 1900 gold.
Yes, 4-2-9. He's involved in 13 of the 18 kills. He's literally been everywhere, and this is not a surprise. Genuel has been one of those 5s in this region that always seems to impress.
Genuel is just crazy. I remember him in Season 1 playing his Troll position 5 and just carrying the game. And as a Troll position 5, it's like he's got some tricks up his sleeves.
I love it. That stuff brings a smile to my face when I get to see like weird stuff in the 5s and like they're enjoying the game so much. Like you could tell in a game like that too, when he was playing that Troll, because they were destroying, and he's just like, I have an epistle, I'm a 5 position. This is the best day of my life. It's CTM, but you get the ghost ship, Drew Coil down onto the Phoenix, but then he still does the silence and the kill. Play hard on killing spree. They're looking potentially for more. X1, 2, 3 on the run. They've used the Moonlight Shadow, and Shapeshift is used. So, Gun really without what they need. 3 minutes stun.
Good 3-man stun.
They line up for that.
The one for the highlights, you know.
Down. Comes back in. Ruptured up. Right click down by Spree. Now they've got the silence onto Hishki and the arrow. Connects, and Yopaj finishes him off, gets the unstoppable. He's working with a double damage. They lose 3 in that fight again. It's 21-4.
Sanctity, meanwhile, farming the enemy side of the map. They will never find me here, guys. You continue fighting and losing our towers and whatnot. I'll be creep skipping and farming the enemy smoke camp.
him the arrow. Spirit Vessel, the catch with the
Guilty.
Strange.
Can't even get the ulti off.
Yeah.
Also, Yurpan shot Blink Dagger QW before, but he opted to go for Yules first, possibly because of the Orchid on the Kunkka that's and to set up the arrows, because Mirana on position Vessel. Which is standard, which is good. Sometimes you like to see Yules on Mirana a little bit faster, so you can set up those arrows and catch people, but Vessel is in this game too.
Conversation of who should get the Yules and what can we connect with. Play hard in some trouble. Hitchkey coming over, and we'll finish with the Vendetta. Illusory Orb, and that's right over Hitchkey.
Sneaky Nyx Assassin. Do you remember the team?
Sneaky Nyx Assassins? Yeah, didn't they go to ESL 2014? One of the two. In New York.
I can't remember. I just remember the name. I think I might
For the Tide, they've got the Root CTM. Also not two who's coming through. Marvel gone. And an X123, he falls too. Gonna kill there for Natsumi. He's had the freest of games. And now with a rupture on a Sanctity. Gets hit by the Torrent. But Sunlight for the team. Avalanche toss, and they're gonna look towards this Phoenix. Yeah, that wouldn't matter how he's gonna help Natsumi run you all the way down, get the triple kill, got him, and it's 27-5.
Stop jungling, let's push.
18 minutes in, that's a BKB completed on Bloodseeker. You cannot take him down. This Tide Hunter as well, sadly, is pretty much unkillable. Sadly for Lilgan, that is. Scam is sitting on his Hood of Defiance and the Vlad's, going into Solar Crest. You just don't have the damage necessary to take down these heroes. You can kill off a Puck or a Mirana maybe. Maybe this position 5 Tiny, but the two other cores, no way.
Carrier has been killed. I know
Ishki.
you wanted to kill it, Jax. Tower is under attack to fight.
And he had an Ags, and that point booster is gone. That's unfortunate for Lilgan, who are now down 12,000, just 18 minutes in, as Roche is the potential next objective here for Arena.
You have the medallion now. Like we said, Solar Crest next, so medallion was already built up by CTF.
Toss, and he's gone.
The fight has been called.
Sneaky no more.
Exactly. So when
Snaps in, and now he's ruptured. So he has to run one way down. This is going to make things worse. They've got the Avalanche, they'll get the kill again on the Sanctity.
wait, why did he toss the Tide backwards? Or did I see that wrong?
Really mistake.
He just tossed it back. He's like, no, it's my kill. Step away. If you will, then you can't fight that. You cannot fight until Troll gets BKB. So you need to let that Troll go. I think they destroyed 2 kills for no reason. What they should have been doing is pressing this tier 1 on the bottom lane, taking it. It's very low. And then maybe taking the stand. But they're in a really rough spot. I don't blame them for trying to kind of come back with the Roche fight.
Right. It wasn't really a Roche
fight. Someone pokes, sees what's up, explores, then if the scout comes back alive, you try to do something there. If he dies, then you're like, okay, we can't really approach it.
Going forward, they've got the Yules. They don't have the Mirana there yet to land an arrow, but Natsumi's starting to chase.
He's got coil in 5.
And Ishki coming over. Might need to stop Natsumi from running in. It's not the Sanctity, and we'll run through him instead. Arrow splits the scenes. They've got the Avalanche to the top. Dream Coil comes down to 2. They've leashed up X123. He pops the We'll go the other way, but he's just getting right clipped down by Natsumi. He finally pops the Battle Trance. You're going after somebody with Aegis. So Natsumi trying to survive. Unfortunately, he can't, but the Avalanche is in from Jet. Well, he'll get the kill there. And now look over at the Lycan, who just survives with that hard. Sunray Ace, or at least he gets play hard. Chasing down.
Take the Aegis off. Will like and TP's away, but what about Nyx? Nyx is in problems.
And Avalanche with the right click from Yopaj. Another 4 kills.
4 kills for 2.
Thanks, guys. Thanks a lot.
The Aegis. So, it's something. It's not great though. Far from it. And it's really hard to see the silver linings for Lilgun now.
Jax thinks Radiant's bottom tower is
The
coming.
BKB, you saw the trophy. He pops the BKB and what happens? He uses his ulti and deals 0 damage.
Yeah.
Maybe he can take down the Blood Ticker because he was attacked by multiple targets before, but it's not enough.
It's not accomplishing. They're gonna run through mid. They're gonna have a 5 left in. That buyback. And they will finish off JML, who goes in a little bit too far, but they're dealing with Top that's ready to go into the Rampage. Supernova going on, all landing onto the Tide, as well as the Impale, but he's got that Kraken. In trouble, Silence killed. And he's gone for 47. Blood right on the ground. That super coming in, working over at Sentinel. The rest of damage. Like it's too long. Very good. They've got the arrow that I believe is and they've taken out 37-7. A Ravage there, and well, almost a full team wipe, but certainly a team dismantle.
Behind the tier 3 is before the tier 2 is even taken, and then he does not.
Then you get your Orchid at around minute 10, which is when he maybe builds into a Witchblade or Blink Dagger first, whatever, and then you can just kill him over and over and over. But he got his Orchid when Puck already finished his Yules and Witchblade and Travels. Yeah.
Rough one.
Rough one.
I don't know how, like, what's their plan, like what's going through their heads, but it's good to see them smiling.
Yeah.
I can see something similar happening in game number 2 as well. These two teams are not on the same skill level, period.
Nope, not quite.
I wonder if the cost would be smiling too if it happened to him in the pub.
No, he would not.
He'd be like,
we know.
we know better. Yep.
But it's okay.
I'm a PMA guy, you know, but
Yep.
sometimes
Of
it
course.
can go the other way.
The people who say that they're PMA are usually the least PMA.
I know.
PMA is it should come out in your gameplay. It should not come out in your dialogue. And hopefully, good gameplay can come out of game 2. The bar is set pretty low, but we're gonna have to hop over to a quick break before we find that out. Stick around. We'll be back with more Lilgun versus Neon.
Let the seas run red. Juggernaut.
I'm biased here. I would say no, because I play a lot.
Team ban.
I mean, usually the team that is not as good with it loses though.
True.
Like, I feel like to pull off a Dusa, you still need to be a very
It's Radiant's turn to pick.
good team, because otherwise you're just gonna run you over and take all your farm. A Dusa can't just 1v5 carry. I'm not saying Tundra is bad or anything. I'm just saying Brame. I feel like, was it Brame?
I think it was Brame, yeah.
Yeah, I think Brame just. Was it Brame?
Well, it was Tundra versus Alliance, and
Tundra was Alliance. Yeah.
yeah.
But did Alliance
I don't
win that
remember
game?
which series it was.
5
It was
seconds.
the Brame series, or it was the Tundra
I know
series.
Tundra played Dusa game 1, but they were winning when I stopped watching. Did they end up winning the game or losing with the Dusa?
Dire should pick
They
now.
won that game.
The Dusa won that game.
Veneska has arrived.
And then I have nothing to say.
Well done, gentlemen. Well done.
Thank you.
It's been, I think, like a week since I last asked this,
Dire
but
should pick now.
if there is a deep patch, Black, what would you want in a deep patch? No buffs, only nerfs.
Yeah, of course. Some.
Still.
Yeah.
Okay.
Silicon Bola, miss chance. A bit too high, 40, 80.
No, I think the
10
biggest problem, sure, that can be one nerf, but also her Q needs to get nerfed. Shouldn't be 70% lifesteal over 1.
Okay, so Broodmother Medusa nerfs.
Yeah, Broodmother Medusa nerfs. Probably some Dark Willow Shard nerfs. I mean, there's lots of like little nerfs I would give.
I'm biased here. I would say no, because I play a lot of Dark
Dude,
Willow.
this
and
is
I
so
did not-
busted though.
She's not
But it's
okay.
strong. It's.
Yeah, I mean, the hero is just okay, but the shard is busted.
Yeah, but I think that that's the goal of shards, is to...
Make heroes busted.
No.
Then why did they remove Taker's shard?
to balance them around the aspect of, at 20 minutes, 1400 gold, you get a power spike. Or second Roche, you get a power spike.
Nope. That shard either don't make it like pop a second earlier, or make it so you can actually dodge the brambles that you don't 100% guarantee against the root.
Or if you dispel it, make it so that the roots don't come.
Yeah, or remove the cooldown reduction or anything it does.
It has a lot of things.
Like, I just hate shards that do like 4 or 5 different things. Exactly.
I think
Why?
Lashrak shard, to be honest, is broken. Like you can't siege the high ground. I've seen some.
Lashrak was good.
I've seen some position 4, position 5.
I mean, I would tell
Lashrak in
him,
the
not
top
me.
games. I've seen one.
I'm still not convinced about the shard.
He
Still not
hates it.
convinced? Trust me, it's good. Like, I was the big hater
Yeah.
when it came out, but I'm convinced now.
Everyone's buying it. I see it like literally every single time Lashrak, because Lashrak went from being unpicked in like week 1 to 3, now being first phase in China.
In China, yeah.
And they're all building shard. And I thought it was just like maybe a second Roche kind of shard. No, they're building it.
No, I'm telling you, like, it might not have the most apparent, obvious use, but like, enemies, they do have to think a lot about standing in it or not.
It's true.
Because like, if you get stunned and Split Earth only has like 8 seconds cooldown, you can get stunned again. It's like a little vortex that can happen. It's not easy to play into. And it does a lot of damage. And stuns.
But
2
Next
seconds.
Assassin.
He
Any
stuns
nerfs for
too.
him? He does stun.
Yeah,
you were hating on his scepter. You said his scepter did too many things. It
Yeah, the same
increases
thing.
cast range on Impale and mana burn. And
I
gives
mean,
him damage
rarely.
resistance.
Cooldown reduction.
Cooldown reduction.
It gives him damage.
Invis.
Yeah, damage reduction. Invis. Like, just make it so that if you deal enough damage, you get pulled out of it or something. Like, you can just grab him and...
Whack-a-mole.
Yeah, something like
Like
that.
a carrot, like you're just gonna pull him out of the ground.
Yeah, something like that.
Take him by his hair, pull him out.
Like you lose half health in this thing, you like automatically unborrowed or something. And stunned.
That would be brutal.
Yeah, but...
No one would buy that.
No.
Self-stun? Yeah, let's just
I mean,
spend
people-
4,000 gold to get self-stun.
What people do with clockwork, yeah. I mean, 50% health is still 50% health. Like,
Sure, but you refresh your abilities. I don't know.
and the thing is, though, like, if you have 3k health, you basically have, like, what, 4.5k health, right? So you have, like, 50% damage
I
reduction.
guess so, yeah, technically.
So, like, just be you can also unborrow yourself before you get stunned, you know? Like, just be... There needs to be some drawback.
You're referring to heroes that are not
What
like...
if you, like, need trusty shovel to have an inventory to be able to dig? If it's on a cooldown, like, sorry, you can't borrow.
Yeah, sure, I wouldn't
pretty
mind.
good.
How does he even dig under? He's a cockroaches don't dig under.
He has little pincers.
Yeah, but
you can see him.
What is he actually? He's a
He's a Nyx.
beetle or bug?
He's the goddess Nyx, what do you mean?
He's not. I mean, he
No, he's
serves
not the goddess.
He serves
He
the
serves the
goddess.
goddess.
Oh, he
He's
serves
an
the goddess.
assassin for Nyx.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, so he should be strong enough to dig. What is 6 heroes picked, by the way?
All right, you want to talk about any of them?
All right, I'll talk about AA and
Okay.
Nyx. A support duo I like a lot. They can kill pretty much anything. Like even a centaur should be in a pretty dangerous territory if just the 2 supports come. I love AA plus any good burst stunner on a support role.
Okay.
Pure damage, a lot of control. Great. Nyx assassin, use Carapace from Vendetta. You stun him straight away, then another stun.
And
And another, yeah. A Grimstroke Willow, I don't mind that. That was.
Lycan again,
Lil
let's go,
Gun, they
boys.
just have different way of picking heroes. I feel they're having fun in their games.
They're treated kind of like a pup. Like there's not really any great synergy here.
What do you want to play? I want to play Lycan. Well, here you go. Doesn't matter what you're playing into. Doesn't matter which heroes you banned. I want to play Lycan.
Yeah.
They may ban Bloodseeker this time. Oh, no, I guess they already have Wraith King. Well, they could do 3 position Bloodseeker.
They did not ban Bloodseeker.
I mean, CTM would definitely play
I mean, it's not even that good against Wraith King either, though.
Lycan, you mean? Yeah.
But it's fine. It's whatever. Make it work.
You.
Shove it in. Double Cursed Crown. With the Grim Struggle, does it work?
Yeah, that works.
Okay, that
I don't
works.
think I've seen that before, but it does work.
Yeah, sounds pretty annoying.
Yeah.
A lot of brambles.
Assuming he gets 20 minutes.
And then we have the Quadruple Edge.
Yep. I'm a big fan of Quadruple.
We have... that's it.
That's it.
For now.
So they need someone to buy time. Void Spirit.
By time, Faces Void.
Weaver.
Yeah.
Timeless Relic. I don't know, I have nothing.
So, what have Lilligan been playing for? I thought that the Kunkka was like a comfort pick for them.
I mean,
They have not played that much Kunkka.
time is anagram for item, right? So
You're not wrong.
just buy an item, buy Timeless Relic, and
Buy the Timeless Relic.
yeah.
If Frog would just listen to me and give us neutral item tokens, you could do that.
Sand Camp.
Cometh.
Sand
Wow,
Camp.
to okay. Nah, they're gonna do some Ember Spirit or something
Okay.
against the
Spirit.
Knicks.
Oh.
And then
yeah.
you get stunned
Dire
and die.
Fair point.
But at least they're having fun. Oh, another
Spirit.
Spirit. Well, against the Knicks, you're gonna get stunned and die, but
What are their roles? Is that the Grim Mid or is it Earth Spirit?
I would hope it's a mid-earth because Centaur Grim is very strong. Centaur like Willow is pretty strong.
10 seconds.
Centaur Lycan sounds pretty strong too. You just put the Inkswell on the wolf.
Grimstroke Lycan.
5
Yeah,
seconds.
what did I say?
Centaur Lycan.
Oh yeah.
That does not sound like a good lane.
Grimstroke Lycan, you put the thing on the wolf, the Inkswell, and the wolf runs next to them and they get stunned.
I like it.
And then Lycan hits you for about 50 damage. Good.
Or what if it's mid Lycan, safe lane Earth Spirit?
And now Underlord.
Oh wow.
Good pick. I about something beefy that can build aura items, have a ton of magical damage. Lycan does not play into Pit of Malice.
Stop jungling, let's push! Run! Run, 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 run!
10 seconds. 5 seconds.
I can't. I'm sorry, Lil Gun. I'm sorry, Lil Gun.
I've already picked. Oh my.
The production knows us way too well. I don't know what this Lycan carry will do more than what they did in the last game from the offlane. Ah, there it is.
If only it was a red panda, I would totally pick Logan every single time.
What do you mean? What's wrong with him?
I like
Look
red
how
pandas.
cute he is.
Oh, he is adorable.
No, I was talking about Lacoste. He's still...
Look at him. He's got that little water gun.
Look at the mouth, like open a little bit, like with water gun.
He's just getting some trash and just like picking it out. You know?
I hope they were having a little bit of a better time season so far. That game one definitely didn't raise any optimism.
Thank you very much. We are going to take it away. And hopefully, Logan, they take this game away. And we can go to a game 3, but maybe I'm being a bit too optimistic. But I want to hope. I'm always a big fan of the underdog story.
I am the underdog for my whole life, man. So I'm definitely hoping for Lilgun to do something.
Your entire life, you were just the underdog? Just getting plus odds everywhere you went.
Exactly. Plus odds on whatever. Will he have a go? Plus odds.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Definitely fit in the
Thanks a
same
lot.
category.
Just what I was looking for.
I used to wrestle when I was in middle school at like 70 pounds, 80 pounds.
Oh, we can wrestle after.
We could. I could, go double leg. But, my dad would be like, if you were wrestling for odds, you'd probably be about a plus 400, son, but I believe in you. Get out there and wrestle.
Okay.
Very big.
Hello, sir? Don't turn
There's a
around.
whole team. Don't look. Don't look. Survived. And there he goes. X1, 2, 3, continuing the trend of Lycans not surviving. And we'll fall here.
Just don't look. keep your head turned.
You can't die.
That's what he thought at least. It took him a couple of seconds to react to that, but yeah, it's not something that happens very often. It's not a position that you die in very often, so can't blame him.
And Neon just likes to cross the river at the beginning of these games. They are all about just...
Do you remember the
5-man
ultra kill?
Oh
the
yeah,
last
of course.
season?
CTM with the
It was
Kato.
actually scam, yeah, CTM with the Kato.
You know, Illuminate, very balanced ability that was doing like 1,000 damage every time you let it off, and eventually got the ultra kill.
It gave me such dear memories. I remember the Koda Kotl guy casting one of my games with Kotl, which I did like a bunch of kills in the team.
I want to see if I ever covered one of your games.
You probably did.
Because you were doing Join Dota, right?
I was doing all those leagues.
Yeah, so I was covering those back in like 7.
Yeah, that was like Division 1 and all the Star Series and
Yeah.
eSportals. And anyway, looking at this draft so far, looking at this game, it's moved away from what I've known, from what I've been used to, accustomed to back in 5 years ago or whatnot, but Lycans was a team back then. It isn't a thing right now. Let's see how much he'll be able to accomplish. Last game he was countered completely, and I think they had a plan to put Lycan on single last game too. It just got countered too hard, so they tried to switch it up a little.
I'm interested about this mid matchup because Yopaj, he was really the one who opened my eyes to
Earthspirit
mid. And then I saw like Somnus do it a couple times. They both played pretty different styles, so usually the mindset is if you can play it really well in that lane, you play against it.
I was actually propagating this idea of Earthspirit mid for a really long time because
Your
the
anger
were
is
sick on the
useless.
hero back in the day. They were a little bit different. I think you would get spell amp a bit earlier, and because of that, getting level 10 was incredible. Like, you get level 10, you deal so much damage with Veiler.
In the next turn. The damage was always 10, right?
Yeah,
the 60 damage, and you get like lane mail first.
It's just about the speed of the items and levels that you get. You're a menace on the map.
Centaur's freezing over, and he is taking a lot of damage, but at the end of the day, it's a Centaur. He's surviving in the moment. It's just stopping him from getting CS.
Yeah, and it's really strong lane on top for Lowgun as well. Dark Willow and Centaur are really strong, even versus A and Great. Phenomenal players on both sides, actually.
Go for him again. As he freezes over, just on the edge, and this might be another kill, and it will be. So Genwell gets credit for that on the Ancient Apparition. He'll give the best taunt in the game.
Hishki was, I think he was trying to devour the hard camp or something like that. He left the Centaur for a little bit, and because of that he falls. All these small little things, they matter.
Just in courier heaven as he gets one. He might even get this Lycan one if they're not too careful.
Well, he's not microing it away. Now he is. But Thunderlord is having a blast. That's the problem. This Thunderlord, I believe, is objectively he's really strong versus Lycan. We'll see later on in the game. Has anything changed with the new builds on Lycans? Okay, play hard lost his courier too. Karma.
Yeah.
Just what I was looking for.
Like that was like, you took my ally's courier?
I'll take yours.
I'll take yours. Boulder smash coming in from mid, but nothing doing really. Although Yopaj
crushing.
Yeah.
He's really crushing. Showing who's the big bad spirit here. And it's not the Earth one. The moment that later on you'll get that silence.
Is there another spirit they need to create?
Didn't we finish them all?
Got all 4 spirits, but maybe they just surprise us with another. Enemies down around Natsumi. He'll try to run. Shadow Realm Strike being charged. Body blocked by Genwell for a second, and that means that Natsumi's gonna die here. They might even get a second kill. Hishki hits pretty hard.
They just have a much better draft this time around. Like all of these lanes, you can play Dota. In that last game, you just couldn't play the game. Every lane was too difficult for you.
No, they got countered pretty hard.
Yeah. So this time around, when you have the Centaur, yeah, he can fall to the A plus Raid King, but once he gets this Vanguard, I don't think you can lane lane, but you won't be bullying him out at least. There's going to be a huge power spike for the Radiant team.
Yeah, I'm waiting to see once Sanctity does hit does get that 60 damage, how much he's going to be able to accomplish, how
60 damage?
Yeah, 60 damage talent. I would assume he takes that over. Rolling
That guy still take the distance.
I don't know. I think he had to take the damage, right?
Okay.
At least that was the build before.
Yeah. Okay, you can do both, I suppose.
Yeah,
I'm
you
actually
just hit level 20, 30, have all of your
exactly. I was taking a lot of damage under the tower.
Maybe Remnant lands. Does he have the damage?
He has 3 sticks and a Fairy Fire, so Sanctity. He also has 6 Magic Wand charges. Fairy Fire is fine. Top lane is becoming harder and harder for Neon. If they get a rotation in, maybe Nyx comes, then if Marvel is really out of position, you can take him down.
Yeah, I don't really hate the idea of Nyx Assassin coming top because Underlord should be relatively safe in that lane at this point.
Oh, he's completely safe already. There is not a lot that you can... You have Inspell on the Lycan. Once Lycan hits 6, you can take down the Underlord, but Lycan is also a level behind. CTM is having a blast on this Pokemon.
Now they're getting Nyx over. It's actually only level 2. Stop before he dies. Bramamaze is down, but he'll die. Oh, Natsumi!
Missed the Shadow Realm hit, right?
I think so. He just survived. Yeah, well, might want to be careful, but there's the cold feet. They've got the impale. Great Fire Blast. You're freezing over. It's chilly out there, and get some frostbite and... Over the roll. And Yopaj just
for the rune, right? They're fighting to get to their game.
And he's outstepping both these heroes coming over from Logan.
But that's actually so unfortunate. Poor little Willow. He uses the dark Elm Shadow. He tries to finish off the Great King, but he hits the skeleton or a creep. So not quite enough damage. And very close, actually.
Maybe if there is a stroke, they could have gotten the kill. Casual steps and try to get this kill. Aether can finish them off. Decently, I don't know with the roll over. Yopaj looking dead to rights here. He should be dead.
Has the pulse.
Magnetize on him, shooting around the trees, trying to do it. Aether is like, how is he making this mistake? Does he get a second kill? How does he get away with that?
These are the things. This is pretty much. They just all add up.
With the Dark Willow, Marvel's just left here to freeze. He's slowed up, gets the hook stomp out. He'll try to run. Not a lot of mana and life to play with for Natsumi and Genwell, so they can't exactly chase. They do just have Nyx Assassin walking around the back. Threatening the stomp. He's got the Spike Caravis, and, well, they still get the kill anyway.
Yeah, just good, solid rotations from Neon, and they're making it.
Sanctity getting caught. The roll, he needs to somewhere, but he can't. Yopaj with another kill. It started okay for Lilgun, and now more trending towards what happened in game.
They're just pulling them apart, really, from one lane to the other. They get the kill, they give him the... They give the tip to the like... Blocking him or something?
Radiant's bottom tower is under
In any case, you can't afford to make so many small mistakes early on. Like, when you go and rotate for a thing, you need to get that kill if you're rotating 3 heroes in. If you're killing Yopaj, you can't lose another support while you're doing that. All these small little things early on really compound, and then at that 10 to 15 minute mark, suddenly you're not strong enough to defend your tier 1s. It has a real snowball effect that we've actually seen in the first game too.
Yeah, and the snowball effect from Neon seems to be a blizzard, because that snowball... Looking for this one, He's taking a lot of damage. They've got the Magnetize also look over at Well. Should be able to get not 1, 2, now 3. 0-5 now needs to get out of here. At least get one to return. This seems to be the case every single time. And he stops the TP knowing that the Terrorize is coming. So he needs to try and shoot, but he does not have an ammo step for seconds. Silence, Boulder Smash doesn't have first round. Let's go off. Nathan Rickman is second. This isn't looking like it's going to be enough to save his life. Resonant Pulse picking up some of that damage. Now he's got the Sibling once again. Nathan Rickman throw goes up towards the yes, he's dying, but that's a lot of space.
He almost had Astral Stab. That's a lot of space, but that's also should be a tier 1 taken by Lilgan on top lane. And man, like, good job, Lilgan. I am very impressed by that top fight. Everything was on point, and I'm happy that they're putting on a fight.
Yeah, it's not 5k down at this point in the game.
Every single series I've casted or paneled from Lilgan so far, it's been rough. It's been rough watching, commenting, because they just usually get bullied. Not this time around.
Marvel getting bullied bottom. Natsumi, he had level 6 not put the point in reincarnation, he didn't hold the point either. So he ended up dying.
Yeah, that's why he died. But that's usually what happens, right?
Didn't have that second life. But usually you hold the point though.
Sometimes you can read out. Well, 6. You do want to hold the point, that's true. But you could even argue that if he died off Arnate, they would kill him again.
Maybe,
because
yeah.
they had everything they needed to fight there.
The question is, do they get Blast thrown forward. They silence the Geomagnetic Grip in the Magnetize once again. The infill lands, the cruise over Sanctity. There's the Phantom Increase to the silencing Europage at first. Geomagnetic Grip to silence him up again.
There's Stampede. They're
trying to go after Play Hard. He's invis.
Go for it. Go for it. Go.
Yeah, he's looking for a target. Europage. They'll go to the Stampede. They'll look for Project. Step away. He's slowed up. Now he's out to the but they've got the Spike Parapet, the Vendetta shot. They go after Marvel, who did recently pick up this so it's going to be a little bit tougher to kill. He's going to need 2 seconds if they can land it. He's certainly dead. They don't. So the lockdown's not lacking. It does take a little bit longer to get the kill, but eventually they do so.
Railgun, what they need to do is talk. They need to communicate between themselves what's happening in the game. You can't have a random wolf form running in, then by the time Centaur pops his Stampede, Lycan is already running in the direction.
Yeah.
And it's not even for like a split second, which gets punished in
Ice Blast coming in. It lands on Ace. Rolls over Hitchkey, but
for 5 seconds, Centaur was running in one direction and Lycan in the other.
Yeah.
And Marvel kept going.
I love that they keep sending wolves at this ancient apparition.
I'll tell you this, it's not a fun game to play as an AA.
No.
When you play versus Lycan, he just destroys you, he shreds you. It's very difficult to play against that hero. And you're playing versus Centaur and Earth Spirit. All these long reachers.
Yopaj thinking about going in on the hitch. Don't land the slow. Ice Vortex doesn't catch up, and here come the wolves again. It's just not allowed to live without wolves attacking it. Giving up too much gold for this. For the 8 souls, well as the roll. It's actually stuck for the second with the Bramble Base. The bedroom on the jump. Well, it's not the wolves, not the Dark World that gets the kill. They get the sight. The power first fight. They poison over Sanctity. They've also got the Phantom's Embrace silencing up Yopaj. Town, trying to Dark Rift and take his team away. And Stefan just doesn't leave.
Let's try to kick him away. But overall, the game plan of that is actually very interesting. If by sending these wolves on the AA, or any position 5 Stampede, slowing the unit, slowing the hero with the units, and then following up. I think if they executed just a little bit better, they'd be ahead at this point.
Yeah, I mean, they're using their silences really well. you know, the Phantom's Embrace has made Yopaj's game very difficult. He's just been having to stand there as he gets silenced. And usually there's a silence reapplied by the Ursa. So Yopaj is just standing there looking, I can't use my spells that do my damage, and I don't really, you know,
just a bunch of silences. Yeah.
What is my right click gonna do? Not enough.
Is there anything, by the way, that they can combo with Soulbind? Not really in this game. Nothing major. So he didn't even level. So he's level 7 without ulti. Usually you see this when you usually see this build on a mid lane Grimstream. You don't level build up to level 8 even. But I think Soulbind is still valuable because it prevents Void Spirit from moving, from using itself. It's a leash.
Even if his rune just get broken, marvel. The extra step, they don't get the Aether victim in time. However, it's by Carapace with the Impale. They'll get the kill, and that's why this Nyx Assassin is just such a hard counter to this Centaur. On top of CTM, Sanctity getting the kill there. There's 3 heroes to get the Underlord.
It's definitely difficult to play against the Nyx Centaur. You have to be a bit more careful how you use your Stampede when you get out.
The fact that he could just initiate on you, use that Spike Carapace, and always have you beat is rough.
Just lock down, right?
Phantom's Embrace, what was hitting, and well, this is dead play hard.
And we see the Lycan with the build that we talked about in game before he went Echo Saber. No armor, just BKB afterwards to be make sure that he can win.
Nice blast coming in into the grandfather and death. Yopaj sitting 8-2-2. He's having a good game. He's going into the Axe. That's it. Use that runaway toast. They get the kill on Ace. They go over to X123. They just need one more shot with the Resonant Pulse. They'll finish him off, and a couple of tips go the way of X123.
I love how they're mixed as well. The Earth Spirit hoping he's going to save them, roll in, but he's like, guys, get yourself into this mess.
Look at the runaway toast. Now is terrorized. Ice Blast did not hit.
Yeah, the haste saves him. He had the haste. It was the only thing that got him out of Ancient's range.
Gotta play it like American football. Lead the runner.
I have no idea what that means.
You gotta throw the Ice Blast to where you expect it.
Ah, not where he is.
Not where he is.
But, I mean,
that's why I miss so many. It's not a good.
But didn't you wait that football or something?
No, I'm like, I'm way too small to play.
You understand that you should apply that to every spell in Dota.
On what, where he's gonna be, not
even spell. You should apply that to your whole game plan. The way you're playing in the game, it should always be about what's going to happen next, not
what's happening now. Okay.
That's one of the reasons why talking in game and flaming each other is the worst thing, or discussing what happened.
You lose track.
It's not that you lose track. You stop thinking about the future. You think about the present or the past. This is something to recall.
Yeah. Should I be laying back? Is this a Dota therapy session right now? Let me just close my eyes, lean all the way back.
This is a seance that I had with many players before, trying to teach my CIS.
So the taxi's been cancelled. Terrorized though. To walk away.
We see that the Radiance is up breaking, and from the moment that's there, they are ready to fight. He found himself and you have to be careful with this stuff. You cannot feed him way too much, because there's a reason why they picked it on this reroll, why they picked it 2 games in a row, and I really believe that it's a sleeper hero. It's one of those that
Blast comes in and heal shatter. And there's the boulder smash. Sanctity's now putting some damage. Got that 60 damage to his hinge thrower 193.
he's hitting a little bit harder with the silencer, with the boulder smash, with sounds as well.
Doing his thing, but Neon's still up 3k.
The moment I mentioned how light I feel like that Lightning is strong, he just
Eugene's
classic.
Classic caster's curse. Make something happen, but they're mitigating it with 3 heroes here, so Vishki will die.
Flyken was alive, he'd sent his wolves now. General will die. But,
Are they here? Tyler Sentry?
he's already checking the scoreboard, is like, is he dead?
Now he's up. Ready? Trying to jump on CD. That second line. It's on the 2 high. Thinking about Luffy, but they kind of Phantoms and brings the silence in off the lines. They have the lockdown that he provides, and they'll get the kill on Natsumi. Now looking for Ace roll hits, get the kill onto this ancient apparition, and Yopaj play hard, both need to run. The Simile, Astro step onto the low ground, Yopaj with another step if he needs.
Hard?
Elysium.
Do they have another last? They don't.
Regret standing under attack like that.
Is out, and this should be an easy tier 1.
Yeah.
A great execution, by the way, from Lilgun. Just
throwing the brambles down, navigating through the maze, Ice Blast on a Sanctity, Battle Land. They've also got the Spirit Vessel on an Ace. These heroes are low, but these heroes are dead. Just even 8 hits on the Marvel. Still trying to get this kill on Ace, which will finally finish off with the Resonant Pulse. The Venom Soul target doesn't land, and the Shadow Realm Strike really doesn't do much damage. So no Spirit Vessel charge used on Marvel. They have 8 remaining. Dual step, Marvel low, Marvel dead. DC takes over.
DC for the win once again.
Yeah, DC happy.
It's such a mess of a game. They take they overextend mid. There's another brawl.
Again, yeah. I mean, this is constant blow. Through. And now Natsumi right clicks. He doesn't have the ult. Now he's dead.
How do you go from killing 4 heroes into having 4 heroes dead in the span of 30 seconds? I don't even understand what's happening. I really don't. They're fighting mid, then suddenly there's a fight on top lane. It's just... It's very entertaining. This is literally how my pubs look.
And over
That's how my pubs look.
That's how everyone's pubs look like.
Yeah.
Just constant battle. Roll it out.
There's a lot of communication. Why are we fighting? Just get your next
why?
items.
Who cares why? Only care kill.
And then there's me as the ancient apparition who's getting not enough words on the map, and I just go, but I'm 2-5 and 15, and we keep killing them under vision. So what do you say? And then I get reported.
I mean, I'm sure you get reported because of different things. But
I have a 10,000 behavior score. I'm proud of it.
because you don't play. Is that why how you
I take
keep
a lot
it
of
up?
I take a lot of breaks when I get yelled at. A lot of mental breaks.
Oh, we have 2 big smokes. First time we'll see a full 5-on-5 maybe team fight that's organized. No smoke
Nothing's been organized up to this point. It's just been blood.
Okay, they're missing each other. ulti has missed.
Yeah, that was anticipated in trying to get something in the wall. The taxi can't get play hard or get out into the car.
Next to the buyback, they're going back in. Are they? What's happening? But I mean, they're TPing in tier 2. But can they? Of course they can. Who cares? Just go fight.
Natsumi is not on the same communication line as them as he's farming the jungle.
Natsumi is the one that actually wants to win the game, you know?
Okay, they'll go Roche. I like that.
He's the one... Guys, can you chill out a little bit?
Trying to farm my next item.
Yeah, Wolf form has been... Shapeshift has been expanded, and because of that, they TP instantly to get on the map. And you can see the difference between higher rank teams. They do these movements a lot faster when you realize that these spells have been bad. Because you have to play around the enemy's cooldown. But really good save by CTM. That Dark Rift saves the day because they were losing that fight. Even now, when you get out, they were losing that fight so hard in the ultimate fight.
Aegis already expended the buyback, but surely has to become vulnerable. And now, how do you leave this exchange? Right clicks coming in from Natsumi while on the other side of the fight, they've got the pick up the field. They'll land that roll, they'll hit the Ink Sweller, who's tried to. The solo target still binds through. You get the kill, you cut it, under the drop rate, that's coming from CTM. Balance. Right clicks, chilling touch, trying to roll, gets the Anthony gone. And they'll work over the Grim Triangle. It's Ishki. So Ace, Ishki, trying to
Your answer
come out ahead, seemingly just barely, as well, the Aegis was snapped, the way it was a little too slow.
That's pretty much what separates the skill of these two teams, because you go into fight and you don't have one, you're trying to slash this rush, versus AOT, versus Pit of Malice, versus Firestorm. All these work so well in the pit, and yeah, you do snap the Aegis, but at what point? It's
full team wipe.
Full team wipe, exactly.
We'll mark you up for
6 heroes actually. They killed the Lycan twice.
Wait, they killed the coach?
No, this is 5v5 in
okay,
SCA.
Right. Once again, Centaur in trouble, uses the Stampede. Well, when you use the Stampede, it's not really that helpful. More weapons of Dead Can well who do the Ice Blast, but they've got the Geomagnetic Grip, but get the kill on Dead. X1, 2, 3 as well. So Lycan's gone, the 12-inch vibration feel worth it. BKB for the rollaway, and Sanctity trying to get out of this one. Will successfully do so for...
Successfully BKB expended.
Yes, that is the feeling of just being able to...
There's still a chance for one. I'm not saying this song to keep the chat entertained. There's still a chance if they take a real good fight.
No, I think so too, because when we see them execute 5v5, you saw it. They have to Dark Rift out, they have to leave, and, you know,
unless they lose
Neon
right
gets
now.
overwhelmed. Well, you're about at that time, Blizzard, it's 26 minutes in the game, and you're,
It was 1 over 31 every single game around 25-minute mark. Okay, so Neon does not have any tier 2s. Because of that, they'll probably have to move back and take their time.
Go straight force.
Go straight. If it was Anna, he'd do it.
Yeah. Gotta be able to kill the fountain again.
There were strategies before how you could kill the fountain.
Just bait out OG every single time because they would take the fountain.
A long time ago, you could actually take the fountain. Took some time, but it was doable. It's 1, 2, 3, top lane. He has. So this should be a CTP plus TP out.
Oh, okay.
It's a couple of times, but make sure that he TPs before the BKB is out.
Please go.
The problem is now you don't have BKB for 50 seconds. Because of that, they'll force a fight.
Yeah, and they'll take the tier 2, maybe even try to high ground.
Maybe go for the tier 2 top. The top lane is the first angle.
Focus is onto this ancient apparition. Glad to just take the attention off of this because Marvel's caught here. Marvel's to follow BKB being caught by Sanctity. Himself in the air, but that's the to keep him alive. So they got both supports. They'll fly back in the ancient apparition. You gotta remember that is called.
Yeah.
Your
It's
quota
just
is matched.
small and big liquid.
Thanks a lot.
Make sure you don't force these last fights. What do? They force we keep you in the like of the plane. Yeah. And because of forcing that.
they're in, I don't mind. They realize they're playing against a major team, a team that is just better in pretty much every aspect. So what they can do is, you know, if they want to keep this roster, if they want to keep grinding, you know, take this as a learning experience, see what you can learn from these guys, watch the games instead of maybe grinding so many games. Maybe focus on a bit less games because they've been playing in 2 other leagues on top of the DPC. So maybe a bit too much Dota.
Maybe a
focus,
coach could also do them some good.
Focus on more strategic aspect rather than just spamming the games.
Gotta move to Europe though.
Why?
Because that's where they allow the special coaching rules.
What about the positives for Neon? Can we extract anything out of either of these 2 games?
I mean, I don't really want to talk too much about Neon's game. I feel like they just had a good time with it. Like, they didn't play as crisp as in game 1. They kind of just were like, okay, you want to fight? We'll fight you.
Yeah.
Like, not really on their terms like they did in game 1. They were more like, all right, we'll fight you on your turf, see how that goes. Some fights went really poorly for them, but overall, you just felt like it was always in their grasp anyway. So, yeah.
At least in game 1, we got to see that 5-position Tiny yet again.
Yep.
Slightly more encouraged by that. It won the first time that we saw it, and it's winning again.
If you just think about it, there's a lot of good things potentially that it offers. It's just in this mid game where it could really fall flat, right? And he's feeling himself again.
I'm happy to see it.
I mean, I like it too. I like it too.
Yeah. I think that
too much anger in Dota.
Sorry?
I said there's too much anger in Dota.
I'm with you 100%. We need more personalities that are willing to take a loss with a smile because, like Lizard said, I think they need like another season of practice.
Yeah.
And they are self-aware that they are very much out of their element here.
And if you're playing in these lower divisions, if you're playing in the other tournaments where the competition is not as strong, you might get a feeling that you're a good team. You know, you can't get into your head. You feel like we're doing so well. We're 7-0. Yeah, sure, 7-0 against which teams?
And you might even form some bad habits.
Exactly. You might overextend. You might not take it seriously because you are better than those like tier 3, tier 2.5 players, but you're still not as good to compete with the upper division teams. So they just gotta learn. They gotta learn like what they're doing wrong. I think they also have, you know, sometimes too much versatility is not good because they've been playing a lot. They've